Hello, this is Lisa Orlandella, Tech Integration Specialist at Nauset Regional High School. I am here to recap Thursday night's Joint School Committee presentation. The United States Department of Education recently released the 2016 National Education Technology Plan, and in it, they suggest that schools should have equity of use. And again, I'm so thrilled that the high school has one-to-one iPads for every student. I think it's wonderful that the device used by a future valedictorian is the same device used for any child. The apps within allow for individual learning, whether that's Lexia or Kurzweil or Khan Academy. Citing that same document, a full-time tech integration specialist at the high school does allow for personalized professional learning of all educators. It really creates a climate of learning where teachers are learning as well as students, and that's a great thing. Because of our AB schedule at the high school, I am able to offer workshops on B days, such as workshops in Explain Everything, Notability, Google Classroom, so many others. And on A days, I work with teachers within their content areas, sometimes co-teaching, sometimes creating lesson plans to really enhance student learning. It's important that teachers have a better understanding of tools that are out there. And again, this is a screenshot of AirWatch, which is how we push out apps to students. And you can see there are 190 apps available. Now, granted, this is for the entire district, but there are many, many apps just for high school use. I hopefully help the better use of them and assist teachers in finding that right tool for the job. The most exciting part of technology and education for me is the opportunity to have transformational learning experiences. Experiences that heretofore were not possible without such technology. And again, here is David Sengi from Sierra Leone talking about MRIs and 3D printers in their use with prosthetics. He is a biomedical engineer at MIT and interviews with people such as this where students and teachers can ask questions and he or she can respond. That's transformational learning. And for the remainder of my talk here, I hope to highlight some transformational learning happening at the high school. Explain Everything is a very popular app at the high school. It allows teachers to flip the classroom. It also allows students to show teachers what they've learned. And again, with students being teachers, we can save those projects and allow students to access those projects to, again, create a bigger community of learning. I will have a link within this email so that you can access some of the Explain Everything videos. Here's a slide discussing Apple TV and Smart Board integration. And again, what I love about this is we have students over here who are brainstorming. And unlike a typical whiteboard, that won't be erased. It can be saved, it can be emailed, it can be archived. So when Ben wants to come back to his ideas, he just finds it on his iPad and can throw it back up on the smartboard and continue. Here's David Potts. He's talking about potential energy in his physics class. And what's lovely about this example is that he's working the problem out as the students are looking at their exact problem on their iPad. Here's Mr. Andrew Clark's AP Art History class, where he can enhance any piece of art that he can find on the internet and not only enlarge it, but he can also annotate and even have a focus area. This allows students to really study the art more intricately. Here's Signora Makmahan, and she's using the Apple TV to look at student homework. This student here is mirroring her homework up on the Apple TV, where Ms. Makmahan can then comment on it, give her feedback, and she can make changes in real time, which is pretty incredible. When she's done, she'll take her homework off of the smartboard, and in an instant, another student can then put theirs up there. I love this. Mr. Simpson's students made this video for a competition, which needed to be under 60 seconds. But I think it's a great example of students really using a lot of apps to create a quality video. So here it is.
If you haven't noticed, we have a big problem when it comes to clean, drinkable fresh water. Our annual wastewater is 6 times that of all the water in all the world's rivers combined. Not only are we extremely wasteful with our water use, but all over the globe, freshwater quality is declining rapidly and continues to decline exponentially as the human population continues to grow out of control. Many of the world's animals are also greatly affected, with as many as 50% of freshwater-reliant species facing extinction.
In addition to our environmental impact, we impact our economy. Freshwater ecosystems help provide an estimated $400 billion globally, which is dwindling quickly due to destruction of these habitats. Contaminated waters are a major cause behind infections and the spread of disease, especially in developing countries. Waterborne diseases are responsible for 3.1% of global deaths. One possible solution to human sanitation is a project proposed by Janiki Industries, helped funded by Bill Gates, which converts human waste into potable drinking water, and also it helps provide ash and also provides electricity for developing countries.
An additional part of the tech plan at the high school is the incorporation of more computer science classes. And what we have here are Java and Python, which are coding languages. We also have students not only coding, but working with mechanical design. And this is computer-aided mechanical design called 3D SolidWorks, where they're making something like this. It's actually a student's example. And what's great about it is he's matching up with this device, with this picture here. What they're doing currently, however, is finding things around the room and objects and measuring and basically duplicating them based on their measurements. Pretty interesting to see. This is the Raspberry Pi, really popular right now. It's a very small motherboard that can fit in the size of your hand. Students are then using a Linux-based operating system on it to make all sorts of things, as hopefully you'll see in the next slide.
So I'm making a tablet out of my Raspberry Pi. I downloaded a operating system that works very well with the device itself. I'm going to be getting a screen that's compatible with it and making my own case out of wood and then creating pretty much all of my different components you need to kind of make almost like the Surface Windows Pro that they have out right now, but of course slower because the Raspberry Pi is a bit slower. So that's my plan.
Love it. Love it. And what are you troubleshooting right now?
I've not been able to get audio on the device yet.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to figure out right now is how I get audio. It has an HDMI and aux cord output, but neither of them have been responsive audio yet, so I have to decide whether or not it's probably the operating system to fix, or if it's hardware, or maybe it's
Great. Thank you. Notability is another really popular app at the high school. It allows students to basically keep their 3-ring binder on their iPad, separated by subject. You never run out of paper. or, highlight colors. You have your highlighters and your pens and all sorts of wonderful things. And you can also insert pictures and what have you. But again, we're talking about transformational learning here, things that heretofore were not possible. And I think this example of Bobby Rathbone's student, Kathleen Coderre, really encapsulates that. She practices her piece on her cello at home, and her assignment is to use her iPad at home and record using Notability her greatest rendition. And once she's happy with that, she turns this Notability file into her teacher using Google Classroom, who can then grade it and give some feedback. So this class of Mr. Rathbone's has 68 students, I believe, at the last time I checked, and that's a lot of students to be assessing during the class period. So this essentially has students getting individual feedback, and then when they're together, they can perform and collaborate. So it's a great use of the time, and again, without the iPad, this would not have been possible. I will attach the Notability file to this email, but unfortunately, if you do not have Notability, you won't be able to play it. So sorry about that. So in closing, the high school has been one-to-one with iPads for about 6 months, and I'm so thrilled with the progress we've made. Yes, we use them for note-taking and word processing, but the opportunities for these devices to really transform learning, they're just amazing. So I'm so thrilled and so proud of the progress we've made, and I can't thank you enough for allowing these devices into the hands of every student.